Good evening. Good evening, all. Welcome to Monday, January 13th, 2020, Jurupa School Facilities Corporation special meeting of the Board of Trustees. Roll call, please. Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Thank you. Any public verbal comments for this special meeting? See none. We'll move on to item A. Approve the 2018-2019 annual report of the Jurupa School Facilities Corporation. Mrs. Ford, please.
Thank you. Each year, the Jurupa School Facilities Corporation brings to the Board of Trustees an annual report. Its sole purpose is to function as a pass-through entity to facilitate the acquisition, construction, installation, and maintenance of certain district public improvements and equipment. In keeping with the purpose of the JSFC, the corporation has restricted its activities so that there is no gain, profit, or dividends distributed. To that end, tax returns are filed in compliance with federal and state law, and including in your supporting documents are the most current draft tax returns for both Internal Revenue Service and the Franchise Tax Board for fiscal year 2018-19. Administration recommends the board approve the 2018-2019 annual report of the Jurupa School Facilities Corporation.
Thank you. Can I get a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
First, Trustee Garcia. Second, Trustee Radford. Rego, sorry. Any questions or comments? Call for the vote. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. And we'll move on to item B, approve minutes of January 14, 2019 meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
First by Trustee Chard, second by Trustee Garcia. Questions or comments? Call for the vote. Yes.
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 Passes 7-0. Oh, sorry. And that meeting will be adjourned. So welcome again to January 13th, 2020 regular meeting. Roll call, please. Here.
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 Here. Here.
Here.
Thank you. Now we'll do the flag salute. Miguel, can you lead us in the flag salute, please? And after it's done, can you please remain standing for a moment of silence? Thank you. We would like to hold a moment of silence for Mr. Wayne Cotrun, retired teacher and football coach. I would like to hold a moment of silence again, retired teacher in football who passed away on December 31st. Coach Cotrun was employed as a PE teacher and varsity football coach from 1986 to 2005 at Rubidoux High School. Coach retired in 2005 after 19 years of service to the Jurupa Unified School District. The board would like to express their condolences to the Cotrun family. Thank you. You may be seated. We'll move on to the inspirational quote. I'll share that with you tonight. During the winter break, I had the opportunity to read an incredible book. I don't know if many of you read it, but it's titled Tuesday with Maurice. It's a story of a man who's dying. It's a teacher actually who's dying from ALS, and his student is writing the story, and the proceeds of this book were going to go to his funeral, and it just, after the funeral, it just impacted a lot of lives. And as I was reading, I was highlighting, it hit home for me because my dad also passed away from ALS, and it just the story that he says that his illness, his death, the grieving of his death was his last classroom. Like that, he wanted people to view it that way, that he had many teachings. So there's a quote in this book that says, "A teacher affects eternity. She can never tell where his or her influence stops." Henry Adams. Thank you. Any reports from closed session?
Yes. With a vote of 5-0, the board approved the liability settlement for claim number 549392.
Thank you. Item 1, welcome 2019-2020 student board members. Mr. Duchamp.
Thank you. That's getting more difficult, 2019, 2020, right?
Yes.
A lot of 20s in there. Welcome back. Trust you had a great break. Time for some rest, relaxation, no homework, maybe senior projects, but welcome back. Could we start with Rubidoux, Jasmine?
Good afternoon. I hope you all had a great break. My name is Jasmine Leyva. Over the past 3 weeks, not much has gone on. As we transition into the month and adjust back to school, during break, some of our student athletes did not have the luxury of a break. They still came to practice and play this sport. Winter sports started league competition and are doing well so far. Our varsity girls basketball is currently in first place. They can be 9-1 if they win San Bernardino home January 16th. We hope to make this game big and get a lot of people to attend. This month, we also have a blood drive in our gym on Wednesday the 22nd. We plan to go out and get as many sign-ups since that week we have Monday off. On January 31st, we have our winter rally and our midwinter dance. Our theme is Egypt. We have our dance at the Silver Lake Sports Venue in Eastville. Tickets this week are sold at $35. Next week they'll be sold at $40, and the week of the winter dance, they'll be $45 and $50 at the door. Tuesday, January 14th, we will have our DJ come and promote our dance with music in the quad and give tickets to students who participated to win the activities. That's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jurupa Valley, Patriot.
It's okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone had a exceptional break. And we don't have many activities planned for this upcoming month, but we do have a few. First is our winter rally along with our winter ball, which fall on the 31st and the 1st of February. And our winter ball is also at the Silver Lakes Sports Complex. Our winter rally theme is Nightmare After Christmas, so little. And we also have a winter blood drive coming up Monday, January 20th. It had to be moved due to some scheduling conflicts. So hopefully we can get people to remember that they signed up for the blood drive on Monday. And to improve the amount of participants we have for the blood drive, we're actually trying to plan a little bit of viral marketing, something funny, hopefully. The details on that are still being sorted out. And Patriot Varsity Cheer took home first place at the Jams competition this past weekend, so we're very proud of them for that. And our Gamers, the Gamers United, I believe. Our esports team took home fourth, and Miss Mendoza was a little heated, but they still did really great, and hopefully we can bring it back. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel, and thank you both.
We'll move on to item 2, recognition. And mine's still loading. Best of the Best Awards, Mr. Dabrowski. Oh, yeah.
It's Mrs. Hernandez.
Mrs. Hernandez, sorry.
President Ortega, trustees, and Mr. Dushan, it's an honor to present to you the best of the best honorees and honorable mentions for October, November, and December of 2019. I could ask Mr. Dabrowski to come up and present if you prefer. Okay, I'll get going. Our first recipient tonight is Maria Carrasco. She's an activity supervisor at Sky Country Elementary. Maria, can you please come up here? Mrs. Carrasco was nominated for her hard work and dedication. She can be found volunteering throughout the campus and is a wonderful support to the office, to the students, and to the parents. While working as an activity supervisor, she's known to model a positive attitude that's contagious. Ms. Carrasco represents one of Jurupa's best of the best. Thank you, Ms. Carrasco, for all that you do. Our next recipient tonight is Patricia McLean. I don't see Patty here tonight, but I'll go ahead and read her nomination. Mrs. McLean is a custodian at Patriot High School, and she is meticulous in her job and never leaves anything undone. She's diligent when completing her tasks and serving the needs of the school. Ms. McLean is an exceptional employee and deserves recognition for going above and beyond. We're happy to have her as part of the Jurupa family. Our next recipient tonight is Jasmine Noah. Ms. Noah is not here also, but I'll go ahead and read her nomination. She's a payroll specialist for Jurupa, and Ms. Noah is an employee that's always looking for an efficient way to complete the very important tasks that face our payroll department, and has, I look over at Jackie Benson because I know that very well, and she does also. She's come up with many different successful suggestions to meet the specific needs of Jurupa Unified School District. Particularly, Ms. Noah was nominated for her innovation to finding technology resources to process the retroactive pay increase for employees. And she has streamlined Excel spreadsheets to improve the time and effort in processing payroll more efficiently. Jasmine is a dedicated team member and truly one of the best of the best. Our next recipient is Esther Askew. Miss Askew is a bilingual resource teacher for Jurupa. She has been a dedicated and committed to our students, our district, and our community since 1985. She's taught at Ina Arbuckle, Rustic Lane, and Camino Real elementary schools. And in 2005, Miss Askew became a bilingual resource teacher and has been a compassionate trainer, a mentor, and a leader for our students. She truly deserves this recognition because of her diligent hours and work that she invests that benefit our students. We are happy to have her as part of the Jurupa family. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Karen Martinez. You want? Is it okay? Can I get going? Miss Martinez is a teacher at Jurupa Valley High School. She's an amazing teacher in the classroom and always goes the extra mile to develop a bond between the staff, the students, families, and community. Miss Martinez has a big heart, generous spirit, and always has a positive attitude. She is an exemplary employee and a terrific person, as you can see. Thank you, Miss Martinez, for all that you do. Congratulations. Miss Martinez, would you mind letting us know what your button says?
My button says it's very hard to be great. Oh, no. It's not that hard to be great.
It's not.
Not too hard to be great.
Wonderful.
It's not hard.
Thank you.
It's not too hard to be great.
It's not too hard to be great. Our next recipient is Matthew Ruiz. Mr. Matthew Ruiz is a teacher at Miraloma Middle School. Mr. Ruiz is committed to the students and works hard to ensure his students succeed in math. Mr. Ruiz dedicates many hours to tutor and mentor students after school, and he is even known to continue to help those students after they graduate. Thank you, Mr. Ruiz, for all that you do. Our next recipient is Miss Hillary Solly. Miss Solly is the principal at Pacific Avenue Academy of Music. Miss Solly leads with compassion and enthusiasm. She works hard to create a positive culture that enables all learners to feel safe and welcome. Also, rumor has it that Miss Solly can be heard singing through the halls at Pacific Avenue Academy of Music, and her students and staff enjoy her encouraging attitude. Thank you, Miss Solly, for being a vital part of the Jurupa family. Congratulations. At this time, I would also like to recognize the employees selected for honorable mention. If you are here, please stand at your seat when I call your name. Eric Loader, lead night custodian at Jurupa Valley High School. Consuelo Lopez, custodian at Pedley Elementary School. Amber Geldian, teacher at Rubidoux High School. Randy Herman, special education teacher at Camino Real. Denise Montaigne, teacher at Ina Arbuckle. And Kaylee Vander Swan, speech language pathologist at Miraloma Middle School. Thank you and congratulations to all of our staff that's recognized tonight.
Of course, yeah.
I just wanted to say I sat on the committee that reviewed these nominations, and several of the people were nominated several times. And what really made me continue to appreciate our staff here in the district is how many people said thank you to their custodians. And it just made me, it's another example of, from our crossing guards to our activities, campus supervisors to our custodians, everyone has an impact on the life of a child, and how much I admire our employees for recognizing the custodians and their fine work in being a part of our children's lives.
Thank you. Congratulations all. Item B, recognize Ainaboko Elementary School Modernization Project Design Excellence Award. Dr. Hansen.
Yes, I'd like to let the board know tonight that the Coalition of Adequate School Housing and the American Institute of Architects, California, have announced that Ina Arbuckle Elementary School has received an award of excellence in the modernization and transformation category of the 2020 Leroy F. Green Design and Planning Awards program. And that award will be given at the CASH conference in a few weeks.
Thank you, Dr. Hansen, and all your team for their efforts, and congratulations to Ainaboko. Moving on to item 3, board comments, and we'll start with Trustee Regal.
Thank you, President Ortega. Just a few things. I know that we're getting back into the loop of school and work, so I don't have that much coverage. But I want to mention that a couple months ago I went to Camino Real in Daniel Olwin's class and read to the students, and they were all so kind to send me thank you notes. And I want to let them know that I read each and every one of them, but really appreciate them taking the time to express their gratitude, but also draw out their favorite things. So really enjoyed that. Jasmine, Miguel, thanks for coming to the first board meeting of the year, and hopefully you both had a wonderful holiday. I appreciate all those updates. And the best of the best, thank you all for those that are here tonight being recognized, as well as the ones that couldn't make it. We understand that there's family and other commitments and engagements to attend, but really want to express my gratitude that you go into work every day. We look at our students and our staff and make sure we provide the best of the best. So I want to thank you all, and I'm sure that with the committee selecting each and every one of them, it was well deserved. So congratulations. And Dr. Hansen, congratulations with the distinction award for Ina Arbuckle. It's truly a beautiful campus. You took me there a couple months ago, and it looks like a brand new school. And I'm grateful that we received this award, but thank you for your time and effort to bring that school up. And it's the gem in our district now. It's just stunning. But that's all I have for right now.
Thank you, Trustee Regal. Trustee Garcia.
Thank you, President Ortega. Congratulations to the best again. I think we appreciate, we know we appreciate all your commitment, dedication to all our students in the district. And Happy New Year, everyone. It's 2020. I think I spent some of New Year's Eve kind of doing some reflecting, looking back at the last 10 years. And actually I went back 20 years. It seems like a long time. Year 2000 just seems like it was yesterday. And in my reflection, a lot of good times, a lot of mistakes too. I think that we all made. I know that I made, and I always try to tell students that you got to make those mistakes because it's the only way you grow. And so it's not all about being perfect. And one thing I wanted to share with you that I ran across on Facebook, just a little meme. And if you think you've blown God's plan for life, rest in this. You, my beautiful friend, are not that powerful. So I leave you with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll do Trustee Chard.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you all had a nice 3 weeks off or holiday. Some of you didn't have 3 weeks, but it was nice to spend time with our families and try to get reorganized for the new year, although I didn't think it helped me at all. I wanted to congratulate our Best of Best winners and our honorable mentions. We do appreciate everything you do, and when you get nominated for something like that, you know that other people are appreciating you. Maybe one person or maybe a dozen people, but your value is shown when you are nominated for something like that. So keep in mind, think about when you go back to your site that you might want to nominate someone for the next one that you see. Watch what they're doing and see how they interact with the staff, with the community, with the parents, with the students, and how they appreciate their job. There's a lot of them that appreciate their job and very shy about it. So I look forward to our newest ones. I'll be on that committee this time, so look forward to seeing a lot of new nominees. I also want to congratulate Einar Buckle on another award. Seems that our architects must have been quite the smart people, because we've received so many awards for that school, changing it and just changing the lives of the students there, the people there in the area, the homes. Some of the people in the area started fixing up their homes and their yards. I've grown up in this area, and I'm going down that street, you see them continually changing, and I think that is because the school has taken on a whole new atmosphere around it. The kids really appreciate it. And congratulations to Dr. Hansen and all of your team and everyone that worked on it. You know, it takes a lot of people to accomplish something like that. I also wanted to make a short comment about Coach Cochran. I personally knew him. My kids, both my son played football under him, and my daughter was on the management team. And she was when she was at Rubidoux for 4 years, she was out on the football field with him, following him around, and helping him. She did his stats, kept track of his stats and his cords, so he didn't break his neck, because he would be walking down the field. Back then we didn't have wireless, so she would be walking back and forth. But he was the type of person that he liked everyone. He was so nice to everyone. He had a smile on his face. I don't care who you were. When you walked up and said something to him, he would have a big grin on his face. He just was the nicest person, and I know a lot of kids went through his football program with him and through PE, and were so surprised when they heard that he had passed away. My daughter especially, because she, as a manager, she would help get whatever he needed. He would send her to get things, and so one night at the beginning of her 4 years, he said, "Can you go to the snack bar and get me a Snickers bar?" So she ran over real quick before the game started and brought it back to him. Well, she ran for homecoming queen when she was a senior, and in her gown, her long gown, velvet gown, she took a Snickers bar out to the center field while they were practicing, and everybody started laughing, because here's this candidate for queen walking out there in a velvet dress in the middle of the football teams, and all of them stopped, and she handed him his Snickers bar and went back to get in place for her parade. And she said he just was the nicest person. So he's one of those that appreciated everything, and he remembered that every time I saw him. He says, "I still miss those Snickers bars from your daughter." So if you had a chance to know him, I know that you will remember him with a smile on your face too. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll do Trustee Bradford.
You've probably figured out by now that I'm an easy cry. I look at Jasmine and Miguel, and I think that the time that you spend sitting here, you know, it's really going to make a difference in your life someday. You have no idea where your life is going to go, but thank you for sharing this part of it with us. In December in this room for our holiday celebration, the choirs from each of the high schools came, and again I started crying looking at I knew better than to wear mascara that day, to look at them and their earnestness and their voices together, and thinking the high school memories that are created are some of what will sustain us through the ugly, unhappy, unpleasant times. And to all of our teachers and our staff, the best of the best, and all of our teachers and staff, you are such an elemental portion of our children's lives, and thank you very much. Let's see, what else? Since the last board meeting, the California School Boards Association had a local networking luncheon with our neighboring assemblyman, Jose Medina, also an educator. So I wanted to let you know this is part of how we network amongst other districts and our legislators. I also went to the meet and greet for the city's new city manager, Rod Butler, because I think it's important for us as a district to have a very solid tie with the city, that they support us in all that we want to do, that requires their help also, and respect. Let's see, what else did I put in my notes? The networking luncheon was at the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, ironically, Local 440. And these are a bunch of really good people, and they support education, and they support other efforts in our district that you don't see, and I wanted to give them a nice shout out. So that's about it from here. Thank you.
Thank you. And I also wanted to say thank you to our student board members. You really truly make a difference in our meetings. I know that other school districts don't have the luxury to have student board members, and we're hoping to also bring Nueva Vista as well to hear from them and see what we can also get involved in your school events, or see what accomplishments you're also individually doing in your school. So thank you for always being here, and I encourage you throughout this year, 2020, if you see and you stick around, if you see any agenda items or have questions or want to learn, that's what we're also here for, to open up the floor to you guys and be of mentors or anything like that. So thank you so much. And I attended a few events. Flying J opened up their location, and they were really nice to gift Jurupa Valley High School a $5,000 donation, and the students were there, so some of them were really shy to take pictures and stuff like that. It's like, that's a lot of money for teenagers, obviously, and I think that was a really nice gesture of the grand opening that they included, and they invited the local high school, which is our high school there in Jurupa Valley, and we were all in attendance there. Also, we attended the luncheon with few other board members throughout Riverside County, and it's really also nice to always be reminded of the story of I forgot his name, Assembly Medina, because he was a board member here as well, and now he's doing policy, and he gave us an update of his priorities this coming up year. So that was really nice to be there. And also I attended Pico's showcase. It was their first time that they showcased all the programs that they have. And that's how I came back after college. I came back to serve my community as a home visitor, and I worked with pregnant moms. So seeing a lot of these pregnant moms, actually one of the moms that graduated from my program was there with her baby, and this was her miracle baby. She spent a lot of the time that I got to work with her 3 years ago was in the hospital. She had a very bad illness where she couldn't eat nothing, and she would throw up or smell food, and it was just horrible. And she had a miscarriage before this baby, and just to see this baby and obviously the program that they're in, and getting home visitation, it was just such a heartwarming. And the baby's talking, he's walking. It's really I'm very proud of our district for really taking that courageous act and saying education doesn't start here in school, it starts in the home. And that's beautiful to see, and being able to showcase that in our district, I think was really beautiful. I was really honored to be there. And hopefully all of us can attend the coming up years as well. And then lastly, just again, congratulations to the best of the best. The inspirational quote was inspired by you all. You may not have the title as a teacher, but you're all teaching us how to do work and the best work that we can. So we appreciate all the best work that you're really doing and excelling and going above and beyond. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And we'll move on to public verbal comments. And we have no cards. This is the first time, like I'm still trying to. Yeah, Wendy, do you want? We don't have a card, but you can come. Okay. We don't mind. No.
Oh, Clemson and LSU are playing, so I'll make this quick. Yeah. Why'd you schedule it tonight? No, just want to say Happy New Year to all of you. And oh, apparently my watch is speaking to you also. Now that's really on the fly. I would like to cordially invite all of you to come to one of our representative council meetings. We really appreciated all of you coming out last year, so we'd like to see that again. I know Trustee Bradford has already had the opportunity, so I will send you an email with those dates. It's the second Wednesday of every month. So, except for this month, because the second Wednesday has already passed, I believe. So, also, I just wanted to bring to your attention, and I have spoken to Mr. Brooks and Mr. Duchamp about it, is the continued push for increased funding. And I want to thank Trustee Garcia, who has already signed on as an individual endorsee of the Schools and Communities First initiative, which would bring an additional $11 billion into the California economy through a revision to the corporate tax loopholes. This would go to both schools equitably across the state, as well as the community services, which a lot of our districts have taken the burden on. So I respectfully request or ask that you consider passing a resolution in support of the Schools and Communities First initiative. Additionally, I would like to request, and I will bring that information, it will be given to you, to consider signing a resolution in support of the Dolores Huerta Day for April 10th. It was passed into law by our state in 2018, but it would be lovely to see our district also take a position, a resolution of support for Dolores Huerta Day. And so with that, I'm going to make it really easy. I look forward to a really great 2020 working with you all, continuing along our collaborative and more progressive approach to addressing the issues in our district. And I wish you a Happy New Year. And there's a game on, so. Mrs. Bradford, how'd I do? Time-wise? What game? College football championship.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Mrs. Eccles. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, teachers.
So if we can refresh, board, if we can refresh our. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 5 administrative reports, written communication. Oh. Sorry, my tablet's really slow. Mr. Dabrowski, please.
We have 0 Williams complaints.
Thank you. Oh, man. Yours is slow too. Okay. And we have the appointment board representatives committee assignments, and those are attached. So we won't go through all of them, but those are my appointments for the committees, and we're all excited to serve. We actually had our first committee today, so those are it. Thank you.
Administrative reports.
Okay, there are no other administrative reports. Action session. So if we can refresh our. Yeah. That's so weird. Yeah, all of ours are slow, yeah. So we'll be extra patient. Thank you for your patience. Patty? Okay. If you can come up, Miss Denise, we have one of our recognized.
Thanks for letting me interrupt. Although we did present the award already, Patty McLean is here, and I'd like to read hers. Patty, would you mind joining me up here real fast? Would you mind standing next to me, and I'd like to read something about you, okay? This is Patty McLean. She is a custodian at Patriot High School. And Miss McLean is very meticulous in her job and never leaves anything undone. She's diligent when completing her tasks and serving the needs of our schools. Miss McLean is an exceptional employee and very friendly and nice, and has been since I've known her for 17 years. And Miss McLean is an exceptional employee, like I said, and deserves the recognition for going above and beyond. And we are happy to have her as part of the Jurupa family. Congratulations on your award. And I gave the award to Javier, and he'll be giving it to you, okay? Oh, he did, good. Okay, thanks for letting me interrupt and read that about Patty. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations again. Okay, and we'll move on to administration recommends the board adopt routine actions items A1 through 23 as printed.
Move for approval.
Second.
First by Trustee Garcia, second by Trustee Riggle. Questions or comments? Call for the vote. Passes 5-0. Item 23B, establish pool of construction managers. Dr. Hanson.
Yes, on December 9th, the district issued RFPs for pre-construction and construction management services for modernization and new construction projects. 4 proposals were received on December 17th, with interviews conducted the following day. Scoring was based on pricing, interviews, reference checks, and the submitted proposals. The following 3 firms scored sufficient points to be considered in the pool: Balfour Beatty Construction, California Professional Management, and Tilden Coy Constructors. Administration recommends this evening that the board approve the establishment of a pool of construction managers and include the following firms: Balfour Beatty Construction, Tilden Coyle, and California Professional Management. And this is just to have a pool of construction management firms available to us as more projects, potential projects, come online in the future. They do the same type of work as Neff Construction and Paul C. Miller Construction, who are our current construction management firms with the district. But we thought it would be prudent to increase that pool with the potential of many more projects coming in the future.
Any motion?
Move to approve.
First by trustee Riggle, second by trustee Radford. Any questions or comments?
I do. So do we have to put a bond down or any securing of funds or what do they call that? Where you issue money first, it's only based on assignments that we need to issue at the time?
Exactly. So all we are just establishing a pool of construction management firms that we could utilize in the future. No money, it's not tied to dollars. So let's say if Measure E passes and we know that we're going to have a lot of projects on the horizon, we can spread that work out through with multiple construction management firms rather than one hold the majority of those projects.
Any other questions? Okay. We have a second and a first and a second. Call for the vote. Item passes 5-0. Item C1, approved job description and salary range of parent, it's still loading, parent engagement coordinator, Mr. Brooks.
Yes, as I'm sure you all recall, at the November meeting, the board approved an agreement with Riverside University Health Systems that was in partnership with First 5 Riverside's Children's and Families Commission. That agreement will allow the district to receive restricted grant funds for additional home-based programs for children aged 0 to 5. Although we've been providing similar support through PICO for several years, the expansion of these efforts through this grant will actually allow us to provide services to many more students, or future students, small children, but it also requires the establishment of a new job classification we're calling Parent Engagement Coordinator. This position will be responsible for the overall management, planning, implementation, coordination, evaluation, and supervision of the expanded home-based programs that will serve those children and their families. Administration recommends establishing this classified management position at range 5 of the management leadership team classified employee salary schedule, which is attached. And as I mentioned a moment ago, this position will be funded through the Riverside University Health Systems and First 5 restricted grant funds. So at this time, administration is recommending that the board approve the job description and establish the classification of parent engagement coordinator. We further recommend that the board approve the salary placement for this classification on range 5 of the management leadership team classified employee salary schedule. Thank you.
Move to approve.
First by trustee Chard, second by trustee Radford. Questions?
I have a question. Can you refresh our memory? How long is the grant? Is it for 1 year, or is this going to be covering the salary for several years?
As long as we continue to have this grant, it will cover the salary through these restricted grant funds, and it would be contingent upon continuing to have that grant and be able to receive those funds.
So is a dollar amount issued on the grant then, or is it just kind of an open?
Yeah, it's open. It's based on reimbursements for use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. We'll call for the vote. Item passes 5-0. And last item, D, board member committee reports, and we'll start with trustee Radford.
This is short. I haven't had any committee reports. What I would like to say, however, is I am delighted to be back on the Career and Technical Education committee, because I think that is so important. When I look at my own children and I think of the years that I struggled through graduate school, and both boys are out earning what I ever had, essentially as blue-collar workers and make more money than most of the people in this room in their jobs. So career and technical education, Yahoo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trustee Chard?
I have no comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Garcia?
Thank you, President Ortega. I just have a couple comments that I'd like to thank you for pointing me to the following committees, Facilities Committee. So I look forward to serving with Mrs. Bradford on that, and also Technology Committee. So looking forward to that again. And other than that, have a happy rest of the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Rego?
I want to thank last year's departments with the technology and the facilities being on their committees, so I really enjoyed that. Hopefully I'll be back on those again in the near future. I really appreciate being part of that. And then look forward to this year being on the budget and the safe schools. So as far as, I just want to throw in there with Wendy coming up, I thought I would end this on a funny note about football. So sorry, I just have to, it's kind of funny. In my industry, we had a industry supplier contact me and wanted to do some marketing programs, and they are the official sponsor of the 49ers, so he's really enthusiastic about it. And all I could say is like, wow, that's really great. I'm excited for you. And so the supplier had asked, he said, do you live in the NorCal market? I said, no, I'm in SoCal. And he said, oh darn, we should have to fly you up in NorCal to attend. We'll get you the VIP treatment to the 49ers. And my only response was, the 49ers are in California? So I'm sorry, I'm not a football fan, but I just had to share. We still laugh about it, but just thought I had to throw that out for Wendy. Sorry to disappoint all you football enthusiasts, but at least you have a chuckle, especially if they go to the Super Bowl, right? But that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you so much. And just my final comments is that we had a committee, Charitable Purpose Foundation committee today. And that's always really nice to learn how a lot of our students are in need of scholarships and monies for college, and some of them don't know, and we make that available for the students through that foundation. So it's always nice to sit on that committee along with my colleague Trustee Chard. So I'll look forward to that in April, and I think that was it. And Miguel, congratulations for staying your whole first board meeting. Thank you. And for doing the flag for us today. Any final comments, Mr. Ducharme?
No, but Happy New Year to everything for those football fans or not. The 49ers are in the conference playoffs.
Yes. Well, again, everybody, Happy New Year. 2020 is the year for us to really come together and do our best at what we do and serve our community. And I appreciate each and one of you all. Have a safe drive home. Thank you, and meeting adjourned.